Hello and welcome to this edition of OTB on the Web. I'm David Deguzman. This week, following wins over rivals Georgetown and UConn, the men's basketball team traveled to Louisville looking to do what it hadn't done in 6 years, simply to beat the Cardinals. Since 2007, Rick Pitino's squad has gone a perfect 7-0 against Jim Boeheim's Orange. In that 7-game span, SU has averaged 63 points and shot just over 40% from the field. Meanwhile, the Cardinals' defense blocked nearly 4 shots per game. In last year's loss to Louisville, SU was down by as much as 20 points and allowed 13 three-pointers, the most Syracuse allowed to that point in the season. And after the game, Jim Boeheim said that it wasn't fair for anyone to publish how Pitino has had such a winning streak against a Hall of Fame coach. Boeheim not complaining, though, after this win over the Cardinals. The Orange finally snaps its 7-game losing streak against the Cardinals, despite scoring a season-low 52 points. And unlike the 10 shots SU made from three-point range against UConn, it only made 1 shot from downtown at the Yum Center. But Syracuse held Louisville scoreless in the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds of the game, improving its record to 26-1. The men's lacrosse team playing its final scrimmage before beginning the season on Saturday against Albany. Syracuse taking on Maryland for the first time since the NCAA quarterfinals last spring, when the Terrapins defeated the Orange in overtime. This time, SU gets revenge, even though it's just an exhibition. After trailing 6-2 at halftime, the Orange scored 9 goals in the second half, including 3 in the final minute. 3 different players had 3 points, just a lot of threes here in the win, including senior Bobby Eilers, who scored 2 goals, and senior Tommy Palasek, who had 1 goal and 2 assists. But it was rookie Kevin Rice who came to the rescue for the Cuse, scoring the game winner with 16 seconds left. Face-offs played a crucial role in the win, with sophomore Ricky Burr winning the last 5 draws of the game. Before Sunday's game against Maryland, Coach John Desko made a last-minute decision to scrimmage Canisius. How last minute? The media was informed via email just 63 minutes before the start of the exhibition against the Terrapins. Desko rested all his starters, which might help to explain the 1-goal loss against the Griffins. The Orange had a 5-goal advantage in the third period, but Canisius scored the game winner with 1 second left. The women's ice hockey team took to the road last weekend for its second series of the season against 5th-ranked Mercyhurst. Earlier in the season, the Orange earned its first ever point from the Lakers after managing a 1-1 tie. Game 1 of the away series for the Orange ended in a 6-2 loss. And for how SU did in its final game against Mercyhurst this season, here's Heather Prusak.
The team right now is just focused on getting back to the basics of hockey. I spoke to Coach Flanagan earlier this week, and he said it's all about getting back to those fundamentals, battling for the loose pucks, getting to the puck first, and that's something the team is really going to be focusing on going into this weekend off. As far as the mood of the team, Holly Carey-Madamo says it's all about keeping it light and fun, and even throwing a couple jokes around to keep everyone's morale up. Even though this team hasn't won a conference game yet this season, they're just focused on the CHA tournament, saying that it's only 1 game and then anybody can be in the championship game. Now let's send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Heather. Now switching gears to women's basketball, the number 44 usually brings to mind football greats like Ernie Davis and Jim Brown. But to Carmen Tyson-Thomas, 44 is more associated with Derek Coleman. The junior guard grew up wanting to emulate the rebounding skills of the SU basketball legend. Darius Joshua now reports on how the former NBA star has made a big impact on the woman who wears 44 today.
When basketball fans think of the number 44, Derek Coleman comes to mind. Carmen Tyson-Thomas on the women's side wants her name remembered as a great 44 as she tries to live up to DC's legacy.
I gotta be more like DC. I gotta rep his number.
Tyson-Thomas isn't an All-American like Coleman, but she is third on the team in scoring and leads in rebounding. She wears history on her back, and Coleman reminds her of that.
I just try to tell her that, it's a lot wearing that number. That's a special number. You have to take control when you're out there on the basketball court.
Carmen didn't have a problem taking control in high school, being rated one of the top 5 guards in the country by Collegiate Girls Basketball Report. Her teammates say the skills she had then are starting to show now.
She's done a tremendous job, just growing as an individual and as a teammate.
Coleman has noticed the improvement, but still thinks she has room to grow.
I just see so much more potential in her. And every time I see her, I have those conversations with her and try to motivate her to really get out there and play the game.
Tyson Thomas chose 44 because of her mentor Yolanda Laney, who wore the same number. Now, however, she understands what 44 means to Syracuse.
I do want to live up to what Wallace and what Derek Coleman did and what Ernie Davis did and what Floyd Little did, because Floyd Little actually came on one of our trips and he spoke to us, and he told me I have the potential to do great things, and I'm only trying to achieve that.
With her senior season left to play, Carmen Tyson Thomas still has time to make her mark on the university. And who knows, maybe even end up in a trophy case like DC. Darius Joshua, CitrusTV.
And that completes this edition of OTB on the Web. Remember, you can catch On the Bench on Time Warner Cable Sports on Fridays at 11:30 p.m. Set your DVR. And if you're on the SU campus, check it out on the Orange Television Network. For the latest updates, keep checking up here at the Sports Blog and follow us on Twitter at CitrusTV Sports. For now, I'm David Deguzman. Thanks for clicking play